Yo boys, what is going on? Today I'm gonna go over 10 extremely common mistakes people make that negatively affect their performance. The first mistake I see a lot of players make is staying on wood when they get pressured and tagged for a lot of damage. Staying on wood when you need to heal is very problematic, because when I come in as the aggressive player, going for your walls and tops is really no problem at all. So instead of using wood when you get tagged and need to heal, instantly swap to either brick or metal. This will make the job for the aggressive player much harder instantly. So next time you get tagged up and need to heal, whether it be in arena or a tournament, make sure to swap to those hard builds. The second common mistake I see a lot of the time is people getting an insane refresh in the solo cash cups and not always staying frontside in the moving zones. Listen, if you get a refresh in third moving in a solo cash cup that gives you over 500 mats, then your main focus should be to stay front all the time, claim space, and use your mats. A lot of players die with a lot of mats because they get greedy for a kill. In solo cash cups, your main focus should be, when you have mats, to stay front side of the moving zone. And another thing that is extremely important is that the second a new moving zone pops, you need to act instantly. I'm talking the millisecond a new moving zone pops. Getting stuck on a second or third or even fourth moving zone rotate is often what kills players in solo cash cup games. The third common mistake I see in so many players with a ton of potential is the fact that they grind something they're already insane at. There are people watching this video that are top tier endgame players because they grind customs every day. But what they don't realize is that they need to grind to become better fighters too. If you struggle with fighting, here's what you need to do. Play a lot of 3v3 or 4v4 zone wars, solo arena, and 2v2, 3v3, or 4v4 realistics. If you play these game modes and swap your opponents often in zone wars and realistics, you'll become an insane fighter. If you're already an insane fighter, then if you want to become better at endgames, you obviously need to grind customs. But the mistake I'm talking about here is that a lot of players with a ton of potential have a very uneven skill set. There are people watching this video that are 20k PR endgame players, but 50 PR level fighters, and the other way around. So please guys, have a talk with yourself and think, what should I practice in the coming weeks? Am I a strong fighter or am I a strong endgame player? Moving on to the next common mistake, we're gonna talk about letting your opponent heal up after you've cracked him. This right here is literally one of, if not the biggest difference between pros and, well, bad players. When pros tag someone in a solo cash cup for 100, they go full force in to try to eliminate that opponent as quickly as possible. Even if the pro player tags the opponent for 100, but he gets tagged back for 80, the pro still goes in aggressively and confidently. The reason pros always try to finish fights as quickly as possible in solos is because dragged out fights in solos end up scuffing you very hard. You want to finish fights quickly because you want all of the loot of your opponent. If you play a little safe and the fight goes on for a few minutes, then you probably won't get any shields from your opponent and the fight just scuffed your game. So when you crack someone in solos, you gotta have the balls to go in super aggressively and confidently and attempt to finish the fight as quickly as possible. Coming to the halfway point of today's video, we have the mistake of not pressuring the teams on your layer in endgames, especially in duos and trios. A lot of fraggers, when playing endgame, only focus on getting kills backside and not pressuring teams off their layer. Spraying another team that comes close to you will make you much more likely to succeed in the endgames you play. However, if you don't spray the teams on your layer, you essentially give them a free opportunity to claim ahead of you and scuff your team's tarp. Pressuring teams off your layer is particularly important when you have good mats. I see so many great mechanical players wasting their potential at tournament success because all they do is go for kills backside and not helping the tarper out, pressuring teams on their layer. This is by far one of the most common mistakes that hold people back from qualifying to events. And trust me, if you start pressuring consistently throughout the endgame, you'll see so much more success. And on the topic of tarping, we also have the common mistake of not being able to take over the tarp as a fragger. Guys, we are in 2022. Everyone and their grandmother should be able to instantly take over a tarp if the main tarper says take over. There can be many reasons as to why the tarper can't continue tarping, like he gets tagged and needs to heal, He runs slow on mats and you need to instantly claim ahead, not giving you time to drop him mats, or something completely else, like internet lag spikes, or that his mouse stops working. My advice to you, if you don't already know how to tarp at a decent level, is to VOD review players like Seti and learn a thing or two about it. Because playing this game competitively in 2022 and not being able to take over a tarp is honestly just not okay. Moving on to mistake number 7, we have not using the off seasons to make your changes. So yesterday was the final solo cash cup and pretty much the final tournament of the season, other than obviously the cash cup finals. So now is the perfect time to change your binds. If you have any bad binds you've been thinking about changing, then this is your sign to finally do it. The off-season is the perfect time to start practicing your new binds, swapping to keyboard, or make any major change you've been thinking about. So stop thinking about it and do it today. And on the topic of the competitive off-season, we also gotta talk about taking a break now that the season is coming to an end. A lot of people make the mistake of playing a lot at the end of a season, making them burnt out for the new upcoming season. So instead of making that mistake, if you feel demotivated or that you need a break, now is the perfect time to do so. If you want to take a break and swap binds, you'll have a lot of time to do that too, considering tournaments don't start right away as the new season is launched. So make sure you take this opportunity to chill a bit and get a break from the game, allowing you to come back stronger than ever in Chapter 3, Season 4. The second to last mistake I see so many players make is talking when they're left in a clutch situation. When your teammate is dead and you're left alone in an endgame or a 2v1 fight, your only focus should be to make the absolute most of the situation you find yourself in. Talking when trying to clutch, whether you want to believe it or not, it takes away a percentage of your focus. It's simply how the human brain works. Your teammate should of course coach you through the endgame and give essential calls like how many mats you have left, where the sun pulls, and how many teams are remaining. But you should not say a word. You do not need to say yes to your teammate. You do not need to say a single word until you're dead, or you win the game. Trust me, talking will make the chances much lower of you succeeding in clutch situations. The 10th and final tip for today is gonna be to factory reset your PC before the next season. Factory resetting your PC is undoubtedly gonna make your game feel smoother going into next season. And those extra frames and that improved input delay, it actually matter in a tournament setting. I want you to keep in mind that if you do factory reset your PC, all of your files will be gone. Because of that, I recommend uploading all of your good clips to Google Drive, and you also gotta remember that you need to reinstall Fortnite, Discord, and so forth. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a few pointers on what you can do to drastically improve your competitive Fortnite performance. I hope you all found this video enjoyable, and until tomorrow, my name is MaryTM. Stay safe and take care.